Hi everyone, it's Nishtha here, and today I'm going to be recommending 5 great audiobooks that I've listened. And no, these are just not great stories, but the audiobook actually enhances the experience to another level. First up is Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty. Now, if you're the fan of White Lotus, this book is perfect for you because it has similar elements, like where there is elements of drama and gossip and everything intertwines together to form into something really dark which happens at the end. Like, it does not follow the whodunit narrative, but more on like what happens and who's actually murdered narrative. In its essence, it's about these high school moms who live in California and they seem to have a perfect life, and then something happens, a murder happens in a school fundraiser, and slowly you will get to know their past, their interrelationships, and slowly the story will start peeling its layers to know actually what lies at the core and what the lies they are telling to each other. Big Little Lies is just perfect in audiobook. Like, it just levels up a lot. Karen, who's a narrator, like, she is so perfect. Like, she gets all these drama and the snark, and it's actually like you're eavesdropping into a conversation of the school backyard between these moms. Like, sometimes she's going to enact a child saying mama mama, or sometimes she's going to say Madeline, oh calamity, and it's just perfect. Like, when you're hearing it, you can experience it almost, like, which you can't probably when you're reading it. So I would definitely recommend this book in audio. So if now the Big Little Lies was all about gossip, we are going to push the needle a bit and go into something a bit darker. So the second book I'm going to recommend is The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson. This book is a fantastic reimagining of Carrie, the original novel by Stephen King. It's perfect for people even if you have read it, or if you haven't actually read it, you should go into this one. The story follows Madison Washington, and who is attending a school in Georgia, and she is hiding a secret, and that secret is essentially that she's biracial and she has a very strict father. But one day this rainstorm comes and her secret is all out in the open, and then hell breaks loose and the town's ugly racism is brought all out to the front. In school, in order to clear the image, they have arranged this integrated prom and even have forced like this popular quarterback to go out with Maddie. But the bullying doesn't stop there, it keeps getting worse. But Maddie is hiding another secret which is far worse, and it could be the reason of the end of all of their lives, and you need to hear this book to know about that. The Weight of Blood, it just pulls you in with the atmosphere it creates in its audiobook. It's raw, there is fear, you can feel almost the town hiding its secrets. So it gives you a brand new feeling even if you have read Carrie, and just adds on to that experience. So just try the audiobook for this one if you can. Now let's move on to a book which is a thriller and more of a courtroom drama where justice is put into trial. It's none other than The Night Swim by Megan Goldin. In this book, we follow a true crime broadcaster, Rachel Kral, who comes to the small town to investigate a rape trial case, and somehow she's pulled into a death of a young woman which happened years ago, and how these two stories intertwine and connect is the basic premise of the book, and it's so haunting and it's so powerful. A quick update, like, this book is also being made into a movie and it has horrible ratings. If you Google it, you can see that. So don't watch the movie and trust me and go to the audiobook for this one. So don't judge the movie, don't judge the book by the movie. And I have to tell you this, like, this book just shines so much in an audio. You have to think about it because this is about a true podcast element. So when you are hearing it in audio, it's almost like you're following with Rachel on her quest for the truth in the podcast element. It's almost like you're sitting in the room with her, and these podcast elements comes into life with the audio. So I would definitely say this is the book which you need to hear the audio for. It's basically a gruesome story, and you're going to be infuriated at points so much. Like, by the end, I was so mad by the justice system and everything that we trust upon. Like, you start questioning all these elements, and sometimes you just want to go and just like smack. I'm finished. Next up, we're going for a horror, and it's none other than The Southern Book Club Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This book is exactly like how you see the title, and it delivers on that. It's witty, it's gory, and a little bit outrageous. So this is about a group of women who are living in a southern town and small town, and it starts off as a book club between these women, and slowly but they have something sinister lying in the dark in its neighborhood. So what starts as a quickie book club converts to something which is a fight for survival. Imagine that. But underneath all the horror of this book, which it showcases, there's more which I loved about this book, about these female friendships that they form, how they come together. You can also see how sometimes women are belittled at their home, especially housewives, and their what they have to say, what they have to offer is not valued or regarded as highly, and then they're just ignored. And over here, the women, they are onto something, and it infuriates you when you listen to them just being ignored. Like, these are smart women out there who are defending your town. Why ignoring them? As an audiobook, it's great. The narrator captures that southern charm a lot. You can almost feel like as you're in that book club with them, talking about topics. You can actually feel why some women don't want to go and explore something further, what's stopping them, how their family is stopping them. You can hear those in whispers and those undercurrents. And when the horror hits, when the horror finally comes to life, like, I was scared so much. I remember I was taking a walk while I was listening to this book, and I wasn't able to put down once all this shit hit the fan. And yes, you're probably going to feel a bit scared. Let me tell you that. Let me warn you, this book is gory. It does have a little bit of sensitive topics that it's dealing with. But nevertheless, this book was so satisfying to read. By the end, I'm like, yeah, girls got each other's back. Always. Am I right? And one of the most irritating things of this book were the husbands. Like, I was so mad at them. They were just like manipulators in disguise. Like, so mad at them. Now, from punching husbands, if you want to punch a whole town, we have our next book, which is Beartown by Fredrik Backman. Beartown is a part of 3-book series. I have just read the first one. I'm just talking about the first part. So this is about a town in which hockey is just not a game which is played there. It is their whole identity. It shapes their whole community, the players, the parents, the politics, the pressure of everything. It's very much dependent. Like, the town's whole income is dependent on hockey. Now imagine if something happens, a grave incident, an emotionally grave incident, which is actually a crime, but that can hinder this income that they get from hockey, or that can completely destroy the reputation of the town. What the town is going to do? Whose side is it going to take? This is what Beartown tells us. Like all of Backman's book, which I keep saying, every single character has their own voice, their own motivations, and the emotional gut punch in this book, it's horrid, it's a bit dark, and it's delivered in almost every sentence. Why this works great as an audiobook? This is because you can almost feel the silence, through the politics being played, the mind games that's going on through each and individual character's mind through the narration. It's done beautifully, it's done phenomenally well, and you can almost feel like the tension that's building up to before a game, the expectations that are there on the players, how they are feeling themselves, what direction would they probably take in when an incident is going to happen. There's a bit of foreshadowing that happens in the book as well, and when you hear the narration, like, there is a sentence before the hockey game where they say bang, 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 and with the intensity this word comes into play, and you see how engraved this game is in the town's identity. This whole feeling of coming together as a town on a game is just portrayed so well through this audiobook. I have read sports about individual players and how it affects their lives, or maybe a couple, but a whole town affected by it. I think only Backman can do such a great job at it. Just 3 words, bang, bang, bang. These 3 words are going to keep echoing in your mind long after the audiobook has finished. And the last one, it's going to be the non-fiction, the only non-fiction, which is Born a Crime. Stories from a South African Childhood by Trevor. I don't read a lot of non-fiction and memoirs, but I love this one, and I'm telling you, the only way to experience this book is in audio. What is this about? Like, this is about Trevor Noah's story growing up in an apartheid and post-apartheid South Africa. It's all the struggles he's been through. It's all the stupid crushes. It's all about stupid movements that you do. It feels very relatable, but at the end of the day, it also talks about incidents which was very unique to him. So this book has the ability to educate you, to sadden you, to inspire you, and at the same time also make you laugh out loud. Like, there are extraordinary incidences. Like, if you just hear it from me, it's not going to relate much. Like, it's narrated by Trevor Noah Noah himself, so who better to tell his story than him? And there's his mother. He's this emotional force in his life, this unshakable force, and she has such a solid impact. Like, I had so much respect for that woman after reading this book. This book, it deals with tough topics, right? There's poverty, there's racism, there is police crime, there is abuse. But the beautiful thing is, in his narration, Trevor Noah, he will balance it really well with moments of laughter, with moments of escape. So you feel those things, but he will balance it with humor so that it doesn't become too heavy. This is an audiobook which is going to stay with you for a long time after listening. It's almost like sitting with Trevor Noah, in a living room, having a cup of tea and listening to his stories growing up. And I'm telling you, some of the stories are just plain outrageous. And if you listen to this in audiobook, I guarantee you, if next time someone asks you to recommend a good audiobook, this is the one you're going to recommend. So those were my 5 best recommendations. I still have a lot more. But the most important question, did I miss your favorite audiobook? If yes, let me know in the comments below so that maybe I can do a part 2 after listening to those. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Until then, have a great day. Don't be bored on your way to work. I have given you 5 great recommendations to listen to. Until then, have a nice day. Good night. Bye-bye. Shubhratri. Time for audiobooks.